Yeah. So, when during your career did you start becoming very intentional about some of those things in terms of self-care?
I would say, maybe about midway through my career, because I spent the first part of my career really thinking that I was supposed to more effectively and efficiently juggle it all.
Mm.
That's just what I thought.
And I wonder why is that, it took a while before, realizing the importance of self-care.
I think there are many reasons. One has to do with how it's modeled for us. Like when I was in med school and residency, I never saw any female attending complain, look concerned, look stressed. They just looked like they were handling it all.
Yeah.
And so one of the things that happens is that if you don't see it modeled in a certain way, when it's happening differently for you, at least for me, I was thinking, goodness, why can't I get this together?
Yeah, exactly.
So-and-so had it going on. I saw so-and-so and she was never stressed. And then you realize that if you had taken the time to actually sit down and talk with people always have more going on than what they share.
That's right.
I'm such a big advocate of, especially in the world of sister friends and women, I'm a huge advocate of us talking and sharing what's going on, because you just never know what some other sister is suffering through because she thinks that's the way it's supposed to be done. So I think that's one thing that took me a while to figure out, that my situation was not necessarily unique, but it was happening that people were not discussing it as much. It was also happening. I have many friends who had situations where maybe they had parental or family support move into their unit to be like an in-house way of helping with the kids or helping with cooking and cleaning. That is huge. It's such a blessing when people have that. I would say the other thing that started, well, I think you asked, why was it that I didn't understand it sooner? So definitely how it was modeled professionally, but also culturally, what I saw and what I understood within my own family unit. As a Black family with Southern and New York City roots, it was just, and as someone doing this as first generation, I honestly thought that the way to make my family proudest of me was to show them that I was doing it almost effortlessly. Like I'm good, y'all. I'm good. I'm flowing. It's all good. And, yes, I made it through medical school. Yes, I'm here working at CDC. I have these 3 wonderful children. It's all good. It's kind of like that face or that front that we put on until you get old or grown enough to realize, you know what, I don't need to do that. I need to be honest with my younger cousin who's now struggling, and I need to sit down and say to her, it's all good. What do you need?
Yeah. What you mentioned in terms of the role modeling and what's portrayed to us as we're going through our lives, our trainings and whatnot, because that still happens till this day. We all go through our days and we're all in our little silo. We're all in our little island all our own. And we have this smile on our face and we're walking with our shoulders back and displaying like we have it all together. And in some ways that's good, especially when we're dealing with patients. As the physician or the healthcare professional taking care of that patient, we've gone through so much schooling and whatnot. We are supposed to have it pretty together, or at least exude that while we try to figure it out in the background. But when you're not in front of the patient anymore, right? When you're amongst your peers, that continues. And then you feel like, well, there's something wrong with me, right? Because you know what you're going through. You're not sharing it with your colleague, but you're just looking from the outside. Oh, look at my colleague. They have it together and I don't really have it together. And then you just feel more alone.
Yes, that's absolutely right. You just kind of take for granted that things are what they appear for other people, even when you kind of know that for yourself personally, there's more going on underneath those layers.
For us, by us, and just for us, this is Hope for Med.